What is this?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Smite. Oh, I'm sorry. I got confused with the shirt, guys. It's the Paladins OB47 patch note show. Everybody else is Nick, he's doing me better here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, loyal fans. We are here again for OB47 and a new show to celebrate all the new things coming to your favorite game in the realm very, very soon. My name is Rain Day. I'll be hosting today alongside with High Res Pretty Hair. Of course, High Res Drybear, lead designer for Paladins, and High Res Holt, Thomas Holt, the lead art director for the game as well. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
Dandy.
Dandy. Candy dandy.
Yeah. No, just dandy.
Just super dandy.
Just dandy.
Simply dandy.
Like on a scale from
like
like
a brand.
1 to phantasmally dandy.
Sure.
I'm dandy.
You're basic
Adjectiveless.
dandy.
Just like a dandy.
Just basic.
Basic
dandy.
dandy.
Like
He's basic
it's
dandy.
a dandy.
You're
It's
basic?
just a dandy.
Just basic
right?
dandy,
Not like
right.
that. That's just a
No,
dandy.
basic.
I
No.
There's no before or after. It's just dandy.
I feel like if you were going to have something happen to you, like if you were going to play Paladins and you were maybe going to get top play, maybe you're going to be in the game and have people recognize you under your name, you would probably be like Dandy. It would be Dandy, right? Drybear of Dandy or something like that.
Oh yes,
That could be
no,
good.
that sounds right. Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yes.
I mean, that would be kind of cool if we could actually do that
of
in the
thine
game.
dandy.
In the game as well, but maybe not of Dandy.
Bring
Maybe
this
like
back
of
up.
Blaze.
Are y'all done?
Or something cool. You don't realize that we're actually segueing
Is
to the
this
next
pretty
thing
hair or
here.
pretty fair we're talking to you?
But we are segueing, guys, to the
Finally,
first thing
jeez.
that will be coming out in OB47, and that is the introduction of titles.
Praise Grover.
So, guys, why don't you break us down kind of what titles will be?
Wow, look at them all.
There's a lot of them in there.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
so this is our first account level item to equip. So you actually will be able to designate and earn a specific title you'll equip for your player. And this will show up kind of all over the place. So you'll see it in the top right there. When you're in a party or when you're in a match, other players will see the title you've selected. On the loading screen, they'll see it. And then on the top play, when your name comes in, you're like, yeah, I'm Drybear of Dandy. See? Got you.
That's where we're going.
So it starts out, there's going to be a lot of different ways to unlock these titles. These titles actually come from Character
The worst
Mastery
of
right
friends.
now. So that's actually Ruckus's title. So it comes from Character Mastery right now. If you get a champion to level 20,
Wow.
it's a prestigious
goodness.
title.
Wow.
You got to earn it.
I love it.
But that's going to be one way to get it. In the future, we'll add different achievements or different awards. You can get different kinds of titles for one-off things. But we're starting off with this patch in OB47, granting titles for Champion Mastery level 20. So if you happen to be 20 or above, you got a title you can show off to your friends.
That's awesome. And you know what, looking at this as well, there's a lot of really cool. The Wild looks cool. Where's the Bomb King
His
one?
Majesty,
Yeah,
top
His
one.
Majesty. That's the one. Rain Day, His Majesty. That sounds pretty good
That's
Pretty good.
to me. We do have to get the of Dandy in there.
We do now.
At one
Yeah,
point.
we need the Up Dandy.
I think I want to be Rain Day of Dandy as well. And you can be that. Nick, which one are you going for? The Hunter's Daughter?
Probably the Hand of Justice.
Ooh, Hand of Justice.
Pretty good.
Is that Lex?
That's Lex.
Thomas, what do you think?
I like the Rogue Alchemist. So a little pip.
Ooh,
Spread
okay.
my step.
Little Pip in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lex and Pip.
Yeah.
I see it. I see it already. Well, that's pretty exciting. And the cool thing about this as well is going obviously into the fact that you have to be level 20. So it's something that lets you know that you really have mastered that champion. You've gone to the lengths to get this title. It's not just willy-nilly, we're giving it out. You got to. I have no level 20s. I have 0.
Yeah,
So-
and it's good to know that we will be adding more titles as we go along, and different achievements and awards. It's kind of the first pass of getting more champion masters in there. But actually, along with this, we have taken a hard look at the way we present the champion mastery screen and improved that some this patch.
Well, let's take a look at some of the adjustments that have been coming to some of the lobby screens for the things that you're aware of. Here is the new champion lobby screen, which has a couple of adjustments. Thomas?
Yeah, the environment team did a great job on this, both the 3D modeling, texturing, and lighting. And so we've just done some upgrades, right? As we've been hitting console and hitting a couple of things, we kind of wanted to go back and touch some of the early things. So you can see the store here. It looks like a store. There's some hidden little Easter eggs in there, I think, for people with good eyes.
That Ying's mirror?
Spoilers. There's all kinds of things in there. So the team did a great job on these. We'll continue to polish, obviously. One of the great things about being a game as a service is we get this opportunity to kind of go back, repolish things, add some stuff in as we get new elements. So, and of course, the vault is got a great upgrade.
Stone Keep.
I mean, that's a pretty epic way to open your chest there. It absolutely is stunning stuff. And I think these are the types of little things that make a first presentation of a game really stand out. So I'm really excited that these are coming into the game. Looking pretty good, man. What's your favorite?
On that first page, real quick, is actually a button you can click that will show you the whole list of all the mastery rewards that can be available per champion. And so you'll see on there the Radiant chests that are available, the gold comes through, and then now you'll see the titles actually slotted in at level 20. And then as we keep going forward, we'll actually start slotting in more of those TBD mastery rewards per champion, and anyone who currently has that level will retroactively add those rewards as each pass comes out. But now you can actually see that we are getting to 1 through 25 on the mastery rewards and getting that all set up.
Yeah, there's a lot of content coming to support the mastery rewards. It'll be over time. We've got a lot of champions, a lot more champions coming in. So if you hit them, you'll earn them. They'll unlock when they become available, but there's quite a bit coming in.
Well, it's great to be able to do some of these patches in between. There's so many champions. There's so much excitement about that. But to be in between and do some quality of life stuff and really just make it better for everyone who's spending a lot of time in game. I know I am. I know a lot of people watching are. So very, very excited about those. But we do have some new content this patch as well. Not just some lobby updates and some titles. We've got some new skins. This one, I know Dry Bear of Dandy's pretty excited about this. One of his favorite,
permanently excited
champions here is getting a new skin and a new quest. And that is Kinessa, which we're titling Kinessa Nova Strike.
Got to take a journey out into space here. So actually, this is one of those collections that comes with a lot of variations available to kind of play through here. But there is a full set of items for Kinessa. This one actually will be a new kind of way to get skins in Paladins. They'll be kind of purchased for the collection, which will be a very modest 400 crystals, which gives you a head, a body, a weapon, and the voice pack.
Wow.
So you get a full collective Kinessa set. And then this will unlock a new kind of quest, an item quest, all for free. And then as you play Kinessa, you don't even need to use a skin, but we encourage that you do. But as you play Kinessa, you'll be able to unlock all these different variations for the heads and a different weapon at the end, all for free once you have the collection.
Wow. Thomas, were you part of kind of creating or idea this collection? But obviously there are a lot of other things you can earn just art-wise, as you do it.
Yeah, this is this one's been awesome. So myself included with my background, and then a lot of the character artists and weapon artists are big sci-fi fans, and so through games and through movies and everything. So the opportunity to take our fantasy game and get to kind of play in that sci-fi realm with this skin has been great. So we got some great different helmets on her that give her a completely different look, and then the weapon is just it looks so good.
That one's my favorite for sure.
I love
that.
May not happen here, but I love when the weapon pops out and you see it at full length. It's awesome. And is there only one weapon?
There's 2 weapons.
There's 2.
Right. So you get one when you first get the collection, and then you get another one for free
one.
when you finish all the quests.
Got it. So a lot of game. We're going to be seeing a lot of Kinessas probably in this next patch, which is always exciting there when standing on the point as a frontliner. Feels bad, man. But you know what? I hope I get the good Kinessas in my games for sure. I'm going to be doing the quests as well, so I'll be that guy playing Kinessa.
There you go.
So I can't even be talking about anybody. Nick.
It's good for my Lex.
Your Lex.
You just get to farm all
That's
the
what I'm
all the
saying.
Kinessas.
Now you just know.
That's what I do. I just hold off on the quest and I just farm everybody trying to get their skins.
You get your. This is the patch Nick gets his master Lex.
Yeah,
basically.
I get my rank 20
That's how you get
Lex,
that's how you
just
get your title.
farming your brains
That's
out.
right.
Just for the title.
Any titles on any flankers really right now is when you want to be playing them. So this next patch, that's pretty funny, man. I'm excited about the titles as well. What kind of incentivized going into the quests and being a kind of an idea? It was just something interesting, mix it up. What was the thought process behind that?
Yeah, so we're trying to make sure that there's just kind of all kinds of different content available for different reasons, right? And you guys have kind of seen over the last 6 months or so, we've packaged different kinds of chests or different kind of pieces there, different collections, and so we're just continuing to try new ways to get content to you guys in ways that kind of make things more interesting and exciting. We felt that with the variation that we created with the Kinessa skin set allowed for an opportunity for us to go on a space quest, right, and kind of travel around and do all those cool things with Kinessa. And because we're adding that quest element into it, which kind of gets some more playtime in there, allowed us to kind of play with a different packaging and how to unlock that through the store. So 400 crystals for the whole thing, and the rest of it is just go play Kinessa and be awesome.
Awesome. Well, let's take a look at, I believe, the voice pack here and see her in game. This is the Nova Strike Kinessa.
Dang, that weapon actually looks a lot cooler.
It's pretty
in
sweet.
game.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you say some things for us, Kinessa?
Snapping necks and cashing checks.
She's pretty sinister.
She does. She sounds like
Shut it!
Sounds like what?
almost like
As
Kerrigan-y,
you wish.
like out of spacey.
As you wish.
A little bit of a space filter there.
Yeah. Wicked. Frag.
Oh yeah.
Frag.
Oh, I love it.
Frag! Yes,
Yes, dude.
Some U-Rock.
as you wish.
See the U-Rock in here?
Good shooting.
What else?
Good shooting.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Nice. There it is.
That's
There
too
it is.
bad.
Give us the jokes and taunts.
That's too bad.
Some attitude.
Don't run. Don't run.
God, that's evil.
Pretty evil. She's all kind of mixed signals, too, because her
There's a
ultimate
time
tells
for
you
truth
to try and
a
run.
time for reconciliation. Another shotgun? What am I gonna do with a shotgun? Ugh, none of these guys ever drop anything good.
Dang.
Don't run.
She's here to farm.
Don't run. See ya, space cowboy.
What about I'm the greatest, and can you hit the laugh just to finish this?
snapping necks
Oh,
and
yeah.
cashing checks?
Oh gosh, that one is so
See
good,
ya,
man.
Space cowboy.
Oh, see ya, Space Cowboy, cream gravy.
Green gravy.
See ya, Space Cowboy. That sold me right there at the very end. Fantastic stuff coming out from obviously the Kinessa Nova Strike skin. You know, Thomas, I get this question, man, because you know, being creative is one thing, but being creative in very small details is another thing. When you get tasked with making 4 different helmets for like the same style and the same champion, is that hard? Is that like, how do we be creative on this? I know you had to do it for Victor as well with the Code Green chest.
Right.
So how was it like this with Kinessa, trying to be unique in the same time?
Well, I mean, it's a team, right? So we have concept artists, we have character artists, weapon artists that kind of all input into it, and that definitely helps, right? So, yeah, I mean, it kind of starts with what we want at the beginning, and some of this, when we first started it started as a normal skin, and they were just like, okay, well, Thomas, which helmet should we go with? Like, and I'd be like, well, I really like this about this one, and this is good on this one, but yeah, but which one? Well, no, we're doing all of them, kind of thing. So from like a high level, it's like, you know, we kind of narrow down the task. We hit the main themes with it, and then we just have really incredibly talented artists that really go into that detail, and they're the ones that are like, okay, well, this edge, the light wrapping around this form, you know, how, you know, the UVs are unwrapped, or how the normal maps are baking down and that kind of stuff. So it's really, really helpful to have a pretty decent sized team of extremely talented people that all have great eye for detail, and we critique it all together. So we get in a room, we look at it. We've got Slack and some other things that we constantly are looking at updates along the way, and where people can kind of like weigh in with their opinions and thoughts and point out those details, which kind of helps us get to the quality that you're seeing on screen today.
That's fantastic stuff. And of course, shout outs to all the art team and everybody working behind the scenes to bring these skins. They had to do a lot. There's a few more still to go through in this patch, and I'm sure when you guys were working on this one, you couldn't have been hungry. You had to be eating. You had to be fed. In fact, maybe you had some burritos while you were eating it.
You promised me we were going to have
well,
burritos
here's the
on
thing.
the
So here's the thing.
Where are the burritos?
You know, I'm Thomas. I'm sorry.
Moe's is like right there.
I got really,
is.
I was really busy today, but I also got confused because, you know, of course, if you don't know this, Burrito, the Paladins professional team that won the Paladins Invitational, they get their own skin in game. But they have actually, the pro team has actually changed to another team at this point. But we're still honoring the winners of the first Paladins Invitational.
Well, we're honoring
that is Burrito.
the organization.
The organization,
right? Because,
exactly.
Like I said, at the same point, we are kind of giving credence to the fact that Burrito was able to kind of come in, find players, build a team,
Absolutely.
manage that team, and support that team to come together. And what they choose to do, you know, with the organization after the event. But we are honoring the fact that the Burrito organization and the players that were there at the time did win the first ever Paladins Invitational. So here's kind of pretty sweet some Burrito action.
Yeah, definitely. So, and then on the art side, it's nice. It's nice when we have this opportunity for a skin or for the cosmetics in game to actually pay homage to the fans, to the players, to our esport community as much as possible. So I look forward to kind of seeing, you know, the players, previous players of Burrito, future players of Burrito, along with their fans out there as well, kind of wrecking it with Shaolin.
That's pretty amazing, too. I think the most exciting thing, the spray is going to be awesome.
There it is.
But the most exciting thing for me is the sunglasses that I can just
Right?
put
The
on
shades.
anyone.
Cool guy Shaolin.
Just cool
Shades.
shades. I love that.
Yep.
Well, if you saw his like performance, like in the Invitational, like
It was
I mean,
amazing.
he had that just epic, you know, run before jumping off a cliff, of course. But
Yeah. Well, we forget that part.
you know,
That was
but-
tactical.
Yes, completely tactical.
Well, I mean,
so
a few hours after you have the burrito, sometimes, you know.
And so there's an MVP pose, it seems like, here, holding the Paladins Invitational.
Yep.
There is basically a body piece, there's the headpiece, and then there is
spray.
There's just
spray.
a spray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So pretty exciting stuff here coming out for Burrito, and again, honoring the organization. Really, really exciting stuff, and congratulations to them yet again. In fact, we have our next big esports tournament coming up next week, by the way, the Masters Land for Paladins. That will start April 7th. A lot of those players will be here again. So you'll see some high-quality action there, and I wonder if they play Shuttle and if they'll be rocking that skin. I certainly would be if it was available.
Yeah.
But
And one of the cool things about this too, this will be again another collection that you just it's one price to unlock in the store, and you get the whole thing. We are actually going to be doing proceeds from this go to a portion of the proceeds do go to the Burrito organization as well.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how they do it in Smite typically. And so again, every time you get a burrito, you might help someone on the Burrito organization buy a burrito themselves and have lunch or dinner. We'll see. Hopefully it's a little bit better for them. And
What about breakfast burritos?
breakfast burritos are delicious. I actually like
Get
breakfast
a little
burritos.
oink burrito in there.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I don't like the protein in mine, actually. I like to just go potatoes, like eggs, cheese.
Okay.
That's how
It's
I rock
okay.
it.
You can be weird.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
Dang.
You didn't think I was weird already, man? Come on. Are you kidding me? So that's not the only great skin that we have. Again, we've got another one, and this one I'm really excited about.
I'm so excited for this one.
And this is something you guys have been working on for a long time. We saw the art concepting for it. There was a tease about it in the Spring Fling yesterday.
Yep.
And I'm not even going to talk about how you're going to get it, because that's even probably the more exciting part. We're just going to talk about what it is right now. Coming up next, it is the Volcanic Makoa skin.
Look at this beast.
Oh, so good.
It's awesome.
And so, you know what? There's got to be some hard, quests. There's got to be some, crazy, prize. I mean, 800,000 gems for this, guys.
You're
It's
almost
priceless.
there.
I'm
It's
almost there?
priceless.
1 million
Try
gems.
try zero.
Zero.
Crystals. No crystal.
You mean this is free?
So this will be actually our thank you for anyone out there who's playing through the beta of Paladins. So the only requirement to get the head, body, and weapon and voice pack for this Volcanic Makoa collection is to reach level 30 before Paladins officially releases, which is a little while from now. So you have time to basically just reach account level 30, and you get the whole collection for free.
Pog
Yeah.
Champ. This is free? This is one of the better
Yes.
skins we have ever done in Paladins.
Yeah, and that
not
was
the best.
It was a really big thing. Like we knew we wanted to do something special for those that have contributed. Beta for us as just a studio is a huge thing. It helps us make our games, and we couldn't do it without the players. So we knew we wanted to give them something special, especially for those who've been with us for a while that get to that level 30. And so when we talked about what it should be and which character and thing, we had just finished this concept, and I was just like, I know the one. And this thing's awesome. It's we've got one of our newer character artists had worked on it. The stonework in it is amazing. The VFX are amazing. Just across the board.
Oh, baby.
It is a complete skin set. This collection is
Wow,
something.
look at that.
Tons of fun.
It cools
It's
on
liquid
hardens
magma.
on the wall.
Look, I mean, it just
That is
goofs out.
nutty.
I mean, again, like even down to the VFX. It's
Yeah.
just the visual effects here.
So is Shield.
Such an awesome job.
And
Oh my God, that
Dude, he's a
voice.
beast. He's a beast.
Let's go.
He's an angry beast volcano.
I think that is the result of half.
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
There we go.
Volcano's erupted a little
yeah.
bit. If you do a little bit of a shell spin there, spewing lava behind him.
These effects are incredible.
Yep.
And absolutely just going to make the Makoa experience so well. He's such a big feature of the game. He's such a feature of the pro scene. This is one of those skins that I think is just a must-have. And all you got to do is play Paladins, get to level 30, and you'll be able to grab this sweet Makoa skin. And that emote looks so good, baby. The cannon, everything, guys. You did such a great job.
I love this
with
one so much, and you mentioned the tease that that Inna had painted up for us, which was great for it, and I mentioned it on my Twitter as well. It's like I actually think this thing is probably the only thing that could have got me away from my plushie.
Yep.
So
Yep. This is it.
It'll do it.
So here's the old here.
Dang, he is
Fire
angry.
burning.
He is not peaceful at all. This is an erupting volcano.
He's in no mood.
Look at that. We can hear the voice back as well when you are done Ancient Raging.
Woohoo! Hello! Tremble before me! Tremble before me!
Sounds like he's got a different rhythm to his gait.
No! Be quiet!
Okay, sorry.
Thank you!
Let's hear the you rock, that's too bad.
You shake the earth! Unfortunate. Elements, curse you!
Paladins curse you? Is that what you
Elements.
Elements, curse
Elements.
said? Sorry.
Elements curse you.
you! Yes!
Couple taunts and jokes,
Okay.
maybe.
I will crush you like a landslide.
Oh, that's good.
Burn and break you.
Dang.
I will crush you like a landslide. It's a hard rock life for me. My jokes will make you erupt with laughter.
We went there.
That laugh is great. That laugh is good.
Yes, thank you.
Can we see your laugh, Makoa? Can we hear yours?
While rock shaking there. You hear the trembling rock.
Yes,
Wow.
tremble before me.
That's got to be my favorite, the VEG, I think, on this voice pack as well. Any other things that you guys want to see on this
I
one?
want
or-
to see. I want to see the F again.
Oh, the F? Okay, let's see the F one more time. Maybe look behind you as
so
well
good.
as you do it and see those trails. Oh, baby.
That's what he does, man. He's got it locked.
Wow.
Volcanic Makoa coming to a Paladins game near you just for hitting level 30. So this is some exciting stuff. I know all of you are really seeming to be grateful, and I would be too. I mean, this is kind of a high-res tradition as well. Did this with the Kako Demon Emir,
Yeah.
which is just such an awesome Emir skin. And feels like the people we do this with always have these great other skins. Like, they get a lot of good skins. Emir's got a lot of great skins, too.
Yep.
And so it's going to be a hard pick, you know, Plushy Makoa, the Volcanic Makoa, but this one is free 99. So thank you all for being a part of the beta. We're excited to move forward, and this is a little bit of a thank you gift from us. Now it's time for my favorite, absolutely favorite moment of the day, and that's when we talk balance.
Shift the scales.
All right, I'm shifting here. Is this fine? Nick and I always just, you know, knees very, very close here. How you doing, Nick?
Good, dude.
Welcome to the balance segment.
Thanks.
You ready to go?
Yes.
All right, good.
Let's go. Let's balance some champs.
How you feeling?
Great.
All right.
Confident.
Inner pretty hair, outer pretty hair.
Pretty fair.
Pretty fair, pretty hair. Not bad at all, not bad at all. Okay, Androxus, let's talk about the Godslayer. Anything going on with him?
Couple little things here.
Okay. There's a big couple of things. Are
Big
we talking about
sweeping,
that?
yeah.
Are we talking about that? Oh,
Well, so big one, we'll just cover it right now. We
Let's do
went through very carefully and all the skill screens and made sure everything was correct in terms of direct damage or area damage. The damage type has been cleaned up. A lot of champions got that, so we can just run through. It was Androxus, Buck, pretty much every champion got just a visual cleanup there on the K screen for the damage type their abilities do.
People are asking us to kiss. I think it's a step too far. Not yet.
We can't. It's like our microphone's in the way. you know?
Yeah, it would be weird.
It's like in middle school when you got the braces going on.
Totally. You don't want to.
It's just,
don't
it's
want to
more
get
trouble
stuck.
than it's worth.
Yeah, dude. Microphone. I had someone else's microphone stuck in my mouth. I don't even want to go into that. It was pretty nuts. Barrick. Okay, he's not getting anything. Couple of changes here. So Barrick stays all right here. Bomb King. So let's talk about Bomb King. Sticky bombs. They're going to see an increased damage fall off. So what's that going to mean? We don't see the numbers in there, but
So basically, you have to be more accurate
Okay.
with your bombs, and this is we're taking a very close look at Bomb King because with the change to his lag compensation, that's something it's very hard to know exactly what that type of change is going to do, and it turns out helped him a lot. So this is probably the first of some more changes coming for the Bomb King. So you'll have to be more accurate. This was a change we made a little bit while ago to make his explosions a little bit bigger. They were harder to use on ping, but now that they're pretty consistent across all pings, I actually played on EU ping today and it felt great. So
Great.
as a result of that, you have to be a little bit more direct, a little bit more accurate.
awesome. Bomb King in a great place. Just going to reduce that fall off again, rewarding higher level play. Again, Bomb King has naturally been a very higher level type champion. There are people who can really make use of him, and it's been a fun patch. A lot of people who haven't played or been doing well with Bomb King have been able to do so. It shouldn't stop that, but should allow you to still have to work a little bit harder for some of those kills. Buck. We are just seeing some damage adjustments again, some type of
Just
damage
those
adjustments
cleanups.
there. It's cleanups as well. She's getting a change. Cassie, not being played in the competitive scene as much. We've seen her fall off. Used to be a mainstay, a staple. A lot of other champions have come in. Even Lex has started to feel more of a damage role rather than Cassie. So we're seeing a little bit of a bump to her health, an increase in maximum health from 2,100 to 2,200.
Yep, just giving her a little bit of help to make her a little bit more survivable. She did just get the reduction in cooldown to her role in the last patch, but we wanted to continue to bump her survivability up, see if we can get her a little bit higher.
Excellent. Let's keep moving on here. There's a lot of changes for this. Fernando's going to stay that way. Just a couple of changes to the descriptions. Grok.
Yeah.
A big topic. Grok with the legendary system not overperformed, but performed very, very well for a healer, right? I mean, it was almost Maelstrom is just coming and taking the world by storm.
Quite literally.
Quite literally, pun intended there. Totemic Ward has been the other one that people have gone with more in a competitive sense, too. We've seen both.
Yeah, we have seen both.
But Totemic Ward is a really cool one. It gives CC immunity, it gives healing, and we're going to see actually an increase to that legendary. So we're going to, a couple of changes, and they sweep across the board. So we're going to see an increase in Totemic Ward's healing from 20% to 50%. Okay. I'm going to go through all of them. You can talk about them all. Then we're going to see electrostatic. That's just basically described to refer to overheat instead of ammo. That's another one. Healing Ward. It's going to reduce healing totems healing per second from 520 to 420. So that healing is going to go
That's just the
down.
base. So basically,
essentially the base of it.
What we're doing with the legendary, it's one of the cool things that legendaries kind of provide you, sort of similar to the treatment Barrett got, where we took some damage away but added it onto his legendary to not only make that legendary a little bit more appealing but bring him in line. We're kind of doing the same thing there with Grok. So Grok has a lot of base healing on his totems, and it kind of makes that healing legendary a little bit less, valuable, a little bit less attractive. So with the bump in healing to the legendary and taking a little bit off the base, it'll make that legendary a little bit more competitive.
Exactly. So if you're running Maelstrom, you're essentially going for more damage, and that's the point. If you run Maelstrom, you should do more damage. You should do less healing than someone who runs Totemic Ward.
And it kind of helps put Grok back in the spot where he really used to be when Healing Rain was really popular and bugged. But like when you drop that totem, you feel it. Like all your tanks just get healed up really, really quickly. So he is back to that kind of small area, big burst healing.
And as a result of that, because you've taken away basically the main Grok's healing source of 420 to 420, from 540 to 420.
420 is a good number, too.
Great number, by the way. Maelstrom will actually see an adjustment here. So the cooldown reduction of Shock Pulse is increased from 0.1 second to 0.3 seconds per hit. So what does that actually do? I mean, that's the function of Maelstrom right there, but kind of explain that for people who are just watching.
So it kind of comes off the back of the next change with the Thunderstruck card there.
That's right.
Being reworked. So what was happening was Thunderstruck was a card that every unique target hit with the Shock Pulse, it reduced the cooldown of the Shock Pulse. So it was just basically hit Shock Pulse to get Shock Pulse, which didn't make a lot of sense. And also that card was carrying a lot of the weight in the build, as opposed to kind of the thought was for the Legendary to be doing that. Just be hitting targets with your Lightning Staff would cut the cooldown for you.
Right.
So now we've reworked Thunderstruck. For each unique target hit, it's not going to no longer reduce the cooldown of Shock Pulse, but it will reduce your overheat, allowing you to continue to chain faster. So with this, in combination with the Maelstrom being changed triple, so now it's 0.3 seconds off of Shock Pulse's cooldown for every tick of your Lightning Staff that you connect with. Now it feels more like, okay, I got to hit my Lightning Staff to get that cooldown cut.
Sure. So Thunderstruck now actually going from 4%, it will instead of doing the reduction in bounces of and cooldown based on unique bounces that you get, it will now reduce by 4, 8, 12, 16% of your actual overheat.
Correct.
By every unique enemy hit by Shock Pulse. So essentially, you'll be able to shoot his Grok, and if you're landing those shots, you're going to bring your Shock Pulse down. Your Shock Pulse.
It's the way it used to be, right? Because you would use your Shock Pulse to split up, basically emptying your clip.
Yes, and then you will have the onus on the player to actually hit the Lightning Staff again. What this means is that you're not going to be able to continually Shock Pulse from afar
It's
when
like
no
hit
one's
Shock
in your
Pulse
range.
to get Shock Pulse. It's like the Legendary wasn't doing a whole lot in that build. It was more Thunderstruck was pulling its weight.
Absolutely. So those will be a couple of changes. We're excited to see how those work out in competitive as well. There are a lot of moments where Grok is just sitting on the point, just hits a Shock Pulse from downtown Hail Mary and just dismounts 5 people, point fight over, right? Because they're slow, they're taking damage. You can just do it again right after that. So this will change that. This will put a little bit more of the onus on Grok, bring Totemic Ward up. I'm excited for those changes. This one I'm very excited about. Nick, I was playing a lot of this one today. And you know what? Not too big, but still seeing some adjustments to Inara, and largely in the positive swing. Wanted to get her. She hasn't been played in competitive yet.
Yep.
Maybe wanted to see if she has a couple things that we can tweak to give her some more viability, some more sustainability, because she is a different type of tank, right? And so we want to make sure that she does what she does well, which is survive, right? So we're going to increase her maximum health from 4,500 to 4,700, so 200 extra base health. And we're also seeing Stone Bulwark, a card that is not staple, but that a lot of players use.
Yeah.
And we're going to see an increase in healing. This is a card that gives her healing on her Earthen Guard. And it will go from 20, 40, 60, 80 to 30, 60, 90, 120 per rank.
Yep, so not only giving her a little bit more self-sustain options there. It's kind of the idea with her. She's sort of, if you're caught out without your cooldowns, you're kind of a meat bag. You're kind of a punching bag. So not only giving her more health, but more self-sustain options will help her stay alive and box out a little bit more effectively.
It's pretty exciting, too, because that means if you have your same exact build with that, you're just being a better Inara. It just feels better. It's a raw buff. You had 40 healing before. Now you have 60 at rank 2. And if you want to go all the way up, you get 120. So, I mean, that's a risk, but it's still very, very good for her, I think. Going to put her in the right direction. Now, let's talk about me. All right, I'm getting nerfed here. Chat, I don't know if you guys...
You're OP, bro.
Listen. I'm OP. We know that. But I didn't think they had to go and nerf me like that. I'm on the team. But okay, anyways, my alter ego in game, Lex, has seen a little bit of reduction. He's done well for himself. He went to the competitive scene right away. We saw people picking him up. You know, Stolzy, I think every video Stolzy's ever put out at this point is on Lex. Masters,
like 10 in a row.
Quadra kills, pentakills. What will happen next? I can't wait to watch those videos. Actually, those are really good videos. I watched Stolzy's videos, by the way. But we're seeing just a slight reduction in the basically the legendary everybody took, which was Death Hastens.
The only legendary.
The only legendary that everybody took. And so we're seeing that actually get a reduce in the bonus damage above the threshold.
Yep.
Gone just from 40% to 30%. So not a huge
deal,
but what's the intention there?
It does a couple of things, right? He was being able to burst people very, very quickly, but this also helped his poke from long range, which wasn't kind of the ideal, thought process along there. So it's going to hurt him, hurt his poke from range, and hurt his ability to just two-tap you around a corner.
Yeah. So I think this is a good realm, right? Because a lot of people, realize that they just need a little bit more reaction time against Lex. It's like just going around a corner, getting one shot, and then the right click doesn't feel great. But if you have a little bit more time to react, maybe that 40% turns into 30, you get another shot off, you have a little bit more time to counterplay. We're hoping that brings him into a place where he feels good to play against, and also gives players who are playing
he could still have a kerfuffle.
Yeah, he could have a kerfuffle with a couple of these other legendaries, right? Whether he's going into the combat slide, which I think is a really fun one, straight DPS in a moment, or if he's going for the discovery, which, we still haven't really seen yet. So that's what's happening for Lex. As of now, no other changes. Now, this one is going to be interesting. I think there are going to be a lot of people happy with this. We all know that we had to bury someone a little while back. We still pray to her every night.
We miss her dearly.
It is our dear Maeve. She had to go. She was insanely strong at all levels and performing very well from a casual perspective and a high level perspective. And so what we've decided to do after that seems like is change some things up for her in a positive way to give higher level players the opportunity to deal with situations that they come across, and not change anything in her base kit, but maybe allow some of their cards to do a little bit more work for her, still putting the onus on the player. So 3 cards got changed. You see Chase, one of her common cards there. The movement speed bonus she's going to get from that is going to go from 8, 16, 24, 32 to 10, 20, 30, 40. So basically an extra 8% on the top end of that.
Yep, 2% per rank.
And then we're going to see Patch Up, which is another important card for her. We're going to see increased healing go from 50, 100, 150 to 200 to 80, 160, 240 to 300.
Yep.
320 exact, excuse me.
Yep, so like 30 at every rank,
30
basically.
per rank. It actually scales up a little bit higher. At the top end of that is actually 120 more. So that's good for a little bit more sustained. Walk It Off, another big card.
Yeah, another important one.
Another big card is increased healing from 25, 50, 75, 100 to 40, 80, 120, 160. So if you took level 3 of that card, which a lot of players did, you go from 75 to 120 now. That's pretty
That's
good.
substantial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost doubling it. So what we want to be careful about with Maeve is the frustration factor with her was just being bursted before you really had a chance to react, before you knew she was there. So she did get hit rather hard with the Nerf Hammer. So with this, taking a look at a couple of the key cards that bring back some of her utility and her healing and her movement speed, allowing her to be a little bit more elusive and also have sustain in the fight in some fashion without having to take that legendary. So
Yeah.
a slow and steady, climb for Maeve now.
Absolutely, and I think these are largely what the card buffs do is I think they're twofold, right? They allow more diversity in some of the builds, right? Certain cards being viable is really cool because not every player is going to take those cards, but it just gives them an option to and still find value. But it also allows just your base level, I think high level Maeve player who wants to play, and in casual it's still going to be. You're going to have to be good, and that's going to be, you're going to have to know the champion.
Yeah.
So I still think this won't affect that much, but if you're a high-level player, you can make a lot more use out of these cards situationally.
Definitely.
And the way you play and having awareness of the game. So it should be a pretty good little adjustment to Maeve, so trying to make sure you guys are happy on both sides there. We know she was really, really strong before. So we'll see how those card buffs go. Makoa not getting anything this patch. Maldamba. My man, the other guy. That's kind of my alter ego. Why are all the people that people think I am just the two black guys in the game?
Well, I mean,
Is there something about
the black
is it
guy
my shirt?
that wears black clothes.
It's the pants, right? It's
It
the
is.
watch.
He has a black Apple Watch, so like,
That's what I get it, bro.
That's why Legs is black.
That's what it is. I get it, bro. No, but Maldamba, I actually have so much fun with him, and I'm really, really excited about this change. So, Maldamba, if you know anything about Maldamba, he shoots very, very kind of interestingly.
Yeah.
It takes getting used to. Let's put it that way. So what they're actually doing is Spinning Cobra, the basic attack, is getting an increase in projectile speed.
Yep.
So it will go from 160 to 180. Now break down what those numbers will actually mean.
So it's kind of a feel thing, right? Maldama has, especially outside of right in front of his face, has a very hard projectile to hit just because of the way that it kind of arcs through the air. So it still will have that gravity, it'll still have that air friction to give it that arc because it makes sense logically because it's a ball of venom spitting from Olong Johnson. But when it comes out at a better speed, you'll have a little bit more of an effective range, making your shots a little bit easier to hit.
And I honestly think that this is going to be really fun because, it's sometimes a crapshoot whether you're going to hit those certain shots maybe at a certain angle or above you.
Yeah.
This should allow for that to be a little bit more.
You don't have to just off screen, just fist pump in the air.
You're fist bumping with your shooting up here. So I'm really, really excited about that one as well. Maldamba is like one of the harder characters to actually min-max with, right?
Yeah.
So this should help. This should help. I'm really, really excited about it. And Ruckus, nada. The next one we get to here, actually, everyone in the T's stay safe. But the why, we got to stop and talk about it. Ying. She's going to see a small adjustment here. Ying doing pretty well for herself consistently and has since lifelike. So just a small adjustment. Illusions, we'll see the reduced healing range actually from the illusion. So still heal the same, but just a little bit less range, going from 100 to 85. So 15 off of that.
Yeah, so just reducing the ability to kind of influence really far away targets. That's supposed to be Maldamba's thing. That's his niche to fill. So reducing the range on these clones will make you think a little bit more about where you position them.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, thank you very much for the balance section as well, brother. As always, I'm glad we didn't see, Inner pretty hair this time.
Pretty fair.
You see, you got pretty fair.
These were all I'll bring that out if we ever have to bury another champion.
We've got another crazy cool thing going on. I believe it's this weekend, and it should be called the Double Gold Weekend. That means March 31st to April 2nd, you're going to get yourself a double gold for the games that you are playing. And that means that you will be able to get more for your money. That means if you even have a booster, you're going to be getting, I don't know if it's double, triple, it's even more than that because of the fact that you already get this double gold on top of everything that you're earning. So pretty exciting stuff there. And, man, Nick, I know you and I are going to be playing a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Whoa, Nick! Jeez, you scared me. How you doing,
Doing
Alyssa?
good. Yep.
Hi, Res Alyssa, community manager here. So you're here with us. You're
Yes.
joining. Are you here for community questions?
I am.
Why are you here? I don't even know at this point.
For community questions.
Nice.
Of course.
So hook us up and take us through what's happening in the community.
Yeah, we've got quite a few today. So the first one is...
These are them too, if you don't.
Patch preview OB47? That's a question.
Waffle Knight 28 asks, will you be working on making head customizations more noticeable?
Okay, I guess that goes to me.
Yes.
I think it's my question, Thomas.
Yes, definitely. I think so. There's a couple of things that have been going on. I think that have kind of led to this concern, and I get to ask this question a lot on Twitter and in the Twitch feeds that I hang out in, and a lot of it is the fact that a lot of the skins we have out there right now for our champions are common recolors, right? And so, and then part that is because as we put out a new champion, we put out 3 common recolors for each one of those, and then we're releasing skins, but not a whole lot per patch, right? And so with those common recolors, they are recolors, but we don't want to change who the champion is. So, switching, for instance, Cassie, taking her from a redhead to a blonde would change who she is as a person,
Sure.
right? Now, when we've done head attachments for champions, like with full floor skins, or even like Androxus, we've got the antlers that we did for the holidays. We definitely want to make sure that they're noticeable, that they're big, they make a change, that they have that change to them. The recolors, they're just supposed to be a different color variant. We make them as we make the champion, and it's kind of like, oh wow, my favorite color is green, and this and that. And I do the same thing. It's like as I play through like Maldamba, I'm orange all day long. I like the copperhead on the snake. I like the pop that you get through, but it's not. It's off the base character, right? Sure. So I think a lot of this comes down to we just need to make more skins. Yeah. And honestly,
I'm okay with that.
We're working on it. We've been, as you know, a lot of champions, a lot of stuff kind of going in. We're in beta, But like our character team, for instance, about half our team has joined us since January. So we've got a lot of people ramping up. We're still hiring. You saw we've got a number of great skins in this patch. There's even more in the next patch, even more in the patch after that. So we have a lot of skins coming down the pipe. As we've been able to kind of establish those pipelines and establish those flows, you'll see a lot of those skins, and you'll definitely have a lot more options as far as customizing your character, personalizing it, making it your own, mix matching. And some great themes.
Awesome.
All right. Next question.
Next question. Count Meowington asks.
Count Meowington. Meowington.
Meowington. Okay.
Nice name.
You stated your plan for the number of champions released for 2017, but what's the number of maps you want released this year?
I'd say like 150.
150 or so.
Well, no, not test maps. Okay, Okay, gotcha. So on the
Actual
art
maps.
side, yeah. So you may have noticed every patch we have been putting out test maps, and we've been testing those, looking at the data. Level design has been just cranking through those. We've got some really good feedback. We've got actually a couple of those that are kind of in production that we're doing some stuff with. We actually have our next Siege map, which is represents a brand new art theme. Also, for the people who want lore, this will be our first map that we're kind of tying to a character. So you kind of get to see a hometown kind of environment for one of our champions.
Excited.
It's looking amazing. The environment team is doing just an awesome job. I really like what the level design team did as far as the setup. It has a different play style, I think, than what we've seen in some of our other maps. But yeah, we're working on making sure that we get a new map out, arted, not just the test maps. Every few months or so, definitely. And then, of course, we have those targets of opportunity. Like we updated the lobby maps and stuff this time. We put out the survival maps since Don't Keep came out. So we're constantly looking for ways that we can kind of like, when we have the gameplay safe and the way we want it, and that it's playing the way we want, then we can come in and make sure that the art gets to the next level and the targets we have for that as well.
Great.
All right. Next question. Our Grails asks, when is the matchmaking algorithm going to be updated?
So
All right,
we are
that's
actually
true. Okay.
looking
Yeah, you take
at
this one.
blaming Thomas for this. So
What?
It's entirely
No.
character art teams. No,
That's good to know.
So just to shed some light on that, the
I'll fix the
matchmaking
servers. I'll
is
be
a
back.
very it's a very involved process, right? So there's a lot
Sure.
of pieces that come into it. So actually next week we're planning to have kind of a live stream topic on that to kind of go over what's going into ranked play, what's coming out of it, what are the numbers you're seeing, and then kind of just pose some options on where we would like to go with it and kind of get the competitive community involved on how I'd like to see things go, and just kind of go from there. So there are definitely some options we can go with, and some kind of individual pieces like, do we do borders for ranked only? So casual no longer gets you ranked borders. How often does your champion elo update? Do we actually do limitations where you have to have a certain number of games before you get onto the champion leaderboard, so you don't just get up there with 10 games and then kind of let your champion sit? So a lot of improvements, a lot of ways to kind of massage that and get that going. So we'll kind of go through some of the details next week.
All right. Next question. Soft Skiller asks, getting a confirmation when reported players get banned. end?
This would be an awesome feature. The team is very excited to work on it. Right now, we're kind of focusing on getting the champions out at the right time and kind of getting skin pipeline all moved up and kind of fixing some of the other pieces. But long term, we are actually very excited to work on a system where, one, we'll let you know, thank you for kind of putting the report in, let you know when there has been action taken on someone that you have reported, and then put in some other kind of options in there to kind of just make that a little more obvious, because we do thank you for the reports you guys are giving. For some of the more technical, like hacking and stuff like that, we have a very expansive team that works on that, of engineers both inside and outside the studio. We have easy anti-cheat, and we actually are kind of actively preventing all of that. But there are other pieces there, either through toxic behavior or some of the pieces that we rely on you guys to report actively. So your reports matter a lot. Please continue doing it. We'd like to actually put in more features to let you know when that does happen.
Yeah, and that's important. It's like it is happening, and so making sure you report it. I get questions all. So where do I do this? How do I do this? I was like, use the forums, right? We definitely need to get better about like confirming and giving feedback toward it. But we are looking at those cases, and it matters.
Yeah, if you encounter anyone, feel free to report them in game and then submit a support ticket as well.
Support lives matter.
Yep.
That's right.
All right. Digi asks, when can we expect a rank reset with rating fixes and meaningful borders?
So that kind of goes into what we're looking at next week.
Next
and I think once we figure out how we would like to tweak how the ranked is working, we will be planning to do some sort of reset. From early vibes, it looks like people are going to prefer more of a hard reset, which is everyone gets reset back to kind of the midpoint there, or the starting point. So that will come along with ranked updates, and then potentially eventually in the future, we would like to start doing ranked rewards and those kind of things.
Sounds good.
All right. Weirdo 2002 asks, when will we have announcer packs?
Yeah, Dry Bear.
If only we had some good announcer voices.
Only we had some great voices.
We could do a high res Alyssa announcer pack.
Oh, God.
That would be great.
I think that's a great
that'd
idea.
be really good.
I would play with that.
Yeah, me too.
We
We
should
do have
we
a
should
good
do that,
collection of
so,
excellent
yeah.
voices, talented on-camera workers. Just excellent. So I want to pull from that and use that. The answer is that actually is kind of currently on our working list now. We do have like a giant list that we get from you guys and stuff we have internally from developers of things we want to work on. Then we have kind of like a still a very gigantic list of things we would like work on that are kind of a little bit more near term. So announcer packs is on the list. We've teased a few times that we do have some that are already in store, so we're excited to share that hopefully in the coming patches.
Can't wait for that Alyssa pack.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm good. No,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're
I had some
Get me
dust in
alright?
my ear. They did some construction.
Oh,
in
is it
here.
because you got nerfed in game?
No, it's
Is that what it is?
This has been an okay
You
patch
okay?
for me.
You all right?
This hasn't been the best
That's
patch
right.
for me.
Okay.
All right.
I'm okay.
Okay. DJ Hunter asks, what's the process on pushing new champs to console versions? Inara showed up on PS4 maybe 2 weeks after she seemingly came out on PC.
The process there is obviously, we like to kind of get things out when they're prepared and ready for PC. But when you go to Xbox or PS4, you do have a lot more of a certification process and
Right.
restriction level from Microsoft and Sony respectively, right? So they do have a lot of kind of checks and balances. They want to like actually see the content that's coming through before they allow it up onto their platform. We have a lot of respect for that process and kind of the quality they try to assure as it comes along. So once we do have that patch, we kind of push it through Sony and Microsoft to get it onto console as soon as we can. That process is getting faster and faster, and we're trying to kind of get more ways to get that in sooner. And our goal is to eventually have those be very, very close, and it has been getting faster, but that is kind of the big hurdles, making sure that they are signing off on the pieces that come through.
Right.
Sweet. Well, that is going to do it for community questions today.
Woo.
And it's time to move on to the last segment of the day. We have test maps and new rotation coming through as well. Make sure you play those. I play them a lot on my own streams and try to get as much of you all knowing about them and getting on them with me in game, because this is how we decide really what maps are playing well, what maps maybe go to the next stage. Your feedback is instrumental in getting this process. So we got a new one, Sandbridge, coming out. What's kind of the idea with this one?
So this one, and we're constantly trying out new ideas on the design side to kind of see what plays well, what doesn't play well, and do brand new experiments. So this one actually has a lot of verticality in between the capture point and the breakouts of that fighting space. But then into the base itself, there's a lot of kind of interplay between buildings and corners and alleyways. And actually on the capture space here, there is a portal that goes from below the capture space up onto the capture point.
Yes.
And there's actually a whole level underneath the capture point that allows you kind of like Sky can sneak around or some pieces in there. So this is us kind of testing out a lot more intricate city-like scapes onto this from the design side, and just see how that plays and see where the feedback comes from.
Awesome. Yeah, I played this one. This was really fun. We've got one more coming up as well, and that is Waterway.
So again, another big direction here. This is kind of big, blockier buildings that have ins and outs that kind of go there, but a big flowing kind of path that goes from the capture point into the base. And again, it's almost the complete opposite of Sandbridge, right? Where the buildings are so large, but they have so many inner spaces in between where you're using a lot of interior and exterior in between. So we're curious to see what people think.
Excellent. Well, test maps, that's coming out in the new patch OB47 along with the Nova Strike Kinessa skin, the Volcanic Makoa, the Masters Shaolin, and all these really cool balance changes as well that I'm excited to test out. And guys, this has been an excellent patch notes. You know, maybe not the best for Rain Day out here.
You did good. Don't listen to him. You know, just get better every time.
You know, I'm trying to.
Never give up.
It's because I want to be you. That's what it is.
I think it's
It
because
comes from a place of jealousy.
Rain Day and Dry Bear, there's a connection there.
You know what it was? You passed me on subscribers on YouTube, and I just
did?
can't
Congratulations.
ever forget
Now
you.
it's awkward. Now it's awkward.
Now
Dry
I
Bear.
can't
Rory,
live up to that dream.
We're not numbers. We're people.
How can you be so sure?
I actually don't. I think
We're
we
17
have
champions
bodies.
and 150 test maps a year. That's what we are.
You're right. Well, that's all we are. We're numbers. I shouldn't have said we were people, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring this up and get dramatic here. OB47 coming out. PTS tonight, maybe. That's his answer. He hopes so.
That's the hope.
Download it, forums.paladins.com. That's it for us. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time in the Realm.